Hey everyone, it's Caleb from Brickloaf, and we just got back from our trip in Brickfair Virginia this past weekend, and I'm going to share with you some of the best exhibitions we saw there, some of the stores we went to, and the haul that we brought back. So let's go ahead and get started. There were quite a lot of large-scale builds like this one. This one is from Infinity War, and it shows the big battle at the end of the movie. This one was pretty cool. There weren't a whole lot of Marvel and Star Wars ones, but there were some. There were a lot of cities. This one's like a fairground with some buildings around. This one even has a train going around it, and there was one other table that had a train. It was really cool seeing the techniques that other people used. You can see the Star Wars one here. I like how they did the beach and the water. Each of the designers there had a technique that they were showing off, which was really cool because you could see what's unique to those people. This one's a western town, the only one like it that I saw there, and I really liked some of the medieval ones they had there as well. And if you're a part of the LEGO fan world, you would probably see some of these mocks on Instagram, YouTube. A lot of these people here displaying are other fans of LEGO who have their own channels. They may have their own stores sometimes, so it's really cool seeing these builds. You can see here we've got some upscaled buildings. This one is really cool because it does remind us of our own city. We haven't done an update on it in a while, but we are finishing the last touches before we do a walkthrough and show you all the things we've built. We have added a few new buildings. But they did put a lot of different scenes in there from different movies and other things that are kind of instantly recognizable. So we'd like to do a little bit more of this in our city as well. We also have a little area in our town for pirate stuff. So it was really cool seeing this massive pirate mock they built here with a lot of islands and pirate ships. I especially like how they did the water. This is really something that we're going to use as an inspiration when we go to work on our own little area for pirates. But it was a really awesome build. It took a lot of time for them to work on, and I think it's amazing. There was a lot of history stuff there as well, some model ships. This one had turrets that moved and torpedo tubes that moved. There were some old ones from the Civil War. There were even some Revolutionary War, some World War I, World War II, and a whole lot of war scenes, which were really cool because they used a lot of the customs that people make. They definitely put a lot of attention to detail in these historical mocks. And there were even more of these smaller displays where people made scenes from their favorite movies, TV shows. It could have been bands. Sometimes they built smaller versions of their favorite games. And it was really cool seeing the amount of detail people could put in these smaller builds. I like how a lot of people utilize some characters that already existed in LEGO form to use them to make something else that they enjoyed. And there was everything from buildable figures, there was an entire Bionicle section, there was an entire vignette section. And what's really nice about seeing these in person is that you can actually ask the people who designed it or worked on it, and you can kind of talk to them about what the building process was like, how they got all those pieces, all those figures, and how they came up with the idea. And that's something really cool we liked about going to this convention, is that you can actually talk to the people who design these sets and get to know them a little bit more personally than if you saw a photo on Instagram or a video on YouTube. I really like this one from The Shining because it has the wood flooring that's all done with studs not on top, and I really love the patterns they did for the rugs and on the wall. It was a really unique thing to see. Some of the coolest ones were when they mixed up ideas, so they had in this one Scooby-Doo in the zombie apocalypse, and another one that was someone who rebuilt all these Nintendo consoles in a smaller Lego form. One of the coolest combinations that we saw was Disney, and it had Main Street USA built here using a lot of the modular buildings, which was pretty cool. They had the train station and of course Cinderella's castle. They had built a jungle cruise and used some Star Wars buildings for the Star Wars land, but they also utilized the Mario sets and the Apocalypseburg from the Lego Movie 2 to create this kind of roller coaster area. And I really liked how they used the Mario sets because there weren't a whole lot of Mario ones at the convention. There were a few, and one of them was actually a playable version of the first level. And it was cool seeing these incorporated into some of the larger builds. To go along with the Disney one, we also saw someone else who had built a haunted mansion, and this was one of the ones that they like to show off at night, so it did have the little projector where it shows the spinning ghosts. But they did build buildable versions of the portraits, they had the house, and they had a little display area for some of the figures and things that you see while riding the ride. And this one was super cool. Another one of our favorites was when someone built some different versions of some Spongebob sets. So there was one from the first movie, there were some from a few of the episodes, and they kind of utilized some of the builds from the actual official LEGO Spongebob sets and turned them into the mock. And then there were some art builds. This one was really cool because it was an optical illusion, and you look at the pieces and it'll spell out something. There were a lot of ones that were mosaics, and some of them were kind of protruding builds. A lot of them were Lego and other portraits of individuals that were either the families there There was one table which was really impressive, and they used all these Technic and motion builds, and there's one of someone mowing the lawn, one of the frogs trying to catch a fly, and there were a whole bunch of these motion builds which were really awesome. It's extremely difficult to build these using gears and motors, and it's really cool to see how creative people can be. In addition to the vendors that were at the convention, we went to Tashi Station and their second store, Tashi Station Echo Base, which is kind of like a toy store. They have action figures, comics, all that, but they also have Lego, and we did take a look at their Lego. They even had some San Diego Comic-Con exclusive sets. We didn't get any because they weren't really specifically what we were looking for, but it was a good place to find something outside of the convention just to take a look. But if you are in the area, there are a few stores, and they do have Lego, they have pop figures, comics, books, they even have games. It was definitely a lot better than looking for Lego at like a Walmart or a Target. And this is the haul that we managed to bring back home. So first off, we've got the sets that we picked up from the Lego store not too far from where we were staying. We have Grimald Place, we've got the Thestral Carriage, and with that we got the Hogwarts Grand Staircase and Build Your Own Hogwarts Castle gift with purchases. And additionally, by spending, I think it is $50 or more, we got this Lego VIP Pirate and Treasure add-on pack, which was really cool. This will look really good in our pirate area. We get some pieces to actually do something with instead of having to use them from other sets and things. So that's really nice to get. We weren't even expecting to get that. And some of the minifigures that we got were the Queen and the kid holding the Spooky Tales book. I think he's from the Halloween series. From one of the vendors, we managed to pick up Iden Versio and 2 Inferno Squad troopers. We don't have this set, the little battle pack, and we're not interested in the build. We really just wanted the figures, so that's cool that we managed to pick up those. From Brickmania, which was right next door to the convention, we got Mrs. Puff, Bigfoot, the female Cyclops. We managed to get the old version of Mad Eye Moody, and we got the Fly Trap. These are all kind of random, but we do have a use for them. Some of them we haven't collected before, and some of them we're going to actually use in a specific area. From the Citizen Brick vendor, I picked up this chest-bursting alien character. It's a custom, and I really like how they print on Lego pieces, and the prints are really quality, and this will be really cool once we do our Star Wars area. I want to put him in the cantina. We got this Legend of Zelda little window pane that we can put in as like a movie poster or a game poster, and we'll be adding that to the city sometime soon. And that's our Lego haul. We got a lot of cool things, but we were mainly there to see the different exhibits. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and comment down below what you think, and subscribe to be sure to see future content.